Okay, so we are playing a new episode of Roving Bastion Lambda Armsweir, which is the sequel to Roving Bastion Armsweir, which I did 2 years ago. And so this is the follow-up episode to last year's. Now, I'll go a little bit over what happened last year. So you broke into a space colony and you captured Armsweir Mark II units from the Goliaths at the colony. You are with a group called ATHO, which is the Anti-Terran Hegemony Organization, aboard the battleship Omega. Sorry, Omega, I should say. At the end of that, you also...
Sorry, quick question.
Yes.
Is that pronounced like a teenage girl? Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay,
that's how I read it every time.
Okay, cool.
That's what it's checking. Okay. So you were working for Captain Miller Banisher of the Omega, and while you were in the colony, a lot of things happened. You played musical chairs with your mechs, your roving bastions, several times. You abducted a child, and you also captured Einstein/Kane's sister, Wendy.
Who is not my sister. Correct?
No, it's Kane's sister, which is...
I told you, chat.
Wait. Are we all looking for our sister?
We could all be related.
You could all be looking for each other's sisters. So the leader of your group of roving bastions is Lieutenant Virbenus, and he had a bit of an episode due to the concussion that he took during the battle. Macho barked his shins pretty badly getting into the Armsweir Mark II, so he's out of commission this year. Sorry, Macho. He's got to recover from those bruises on his shins. And what else happened? Okay, so you did escape. You blew up the IMEC 7 that was Discount's roving bastion to prevent pursuit from the Goliaths, who are an elite group of, we'll just call it what they are. They're an elite group of super fascist cops who work for the Terran Hegemony forces.
Can we call them super fascist popo?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you escaped with all of these people. Odin is the name of the young girl who came with you. She's 15, and she seems like a natural pilot. So since then, to escape the colony, you latched onto a space bus, the Hankering, I believe it was called. The Allure. And you learned that the captain of this space bus was none other than the legendary Captain Radiant Lamech, who was the captain of the Ivory Garrison back during the Four Seasons War. Now, since then, she has joined ATHO, and she took over the Omega from Miller Banisher, who just sort of went off to his backup ship, the Tuber, and he's in command of that one now. You're in a bit of a colony. And you're heading to Earth because there's an invasion planned, and it's a daring invasion. You've been pursued by the Goliath battleship Giza, captained by the ruthless Cayman Cunningham. You've had a bunch of clashes since then. You had battles in the defense satellites ringing the moon's orbit. You met Goliath Lieutenant Chilblain Altiplano, a roving bastion pilot, who has set himself up as a rival to Odin, who's piloting one of the Armsweir Mark IIs you stole.
We should kill him.
Probably should. On the moon, you met up with Palo Alto Electronics. They're the big manufacturing company that sells to both sides.
They make the iMech.
They make the iMech. And you took on some new roving bastions, including an iMech 9, I believe.
iMech 9 Pro. I decided to treat myself.
Of course. It has a larger view screen.
Yeah, the monthly payments are a bit of a pain, but it's still worth it, I think.
So during that time, while you were taking on supplies, Venus Squad, which minus Veer himself, he's still recovering from that concussion. So that's Odin, Einstein, and Discount. You held off Chilblain and other Goliath pilots. Discount, you went down to the Temp Pilots Local Union Branch 46 on the moon to get your pink slip so you could get out of this mess. But Colin from accounting has everything tied up in red tape, so you're kind of stuck here.
Yeah, I am not on the payroll, but still officially employed. And it's not great.
Did they take your red stapler?
We don't have staplers, Matt. That's ridiculous.
You're right. It would be some type of bonding stick.
Yeah.
So you escaped to the dark side of the moon and then headed to an abandoned cluster of colonies to lose the Giza. There you showed Wendy, Cain's sister, one of the dead colonies that the Goliaths had gassed on the flimsy claim that it was harboring Zarin terrorists. Wendy, who was shocked by that, started to rethink her loyalties to the Goliath. Because obviously they don't advertise that they do genocides on the regular. You escaped the Giza, and then you headed to Earth to join the Athos fleet and their daring invasion of Madeira base, which, as far as anyone knows, is the THF's main stronghold on Earth. Now, one of your top intelligence operatives stuck a turncoat, took a small shuttle down to the surface to meet with an agent of Kiriko, Rex Lightning. Kiriko is the Earth-based resistance to Goliath, and they met up to lay the groundwork for your invasion. Unfortunately, the Giza and 2 other Terran Hegemony Forces ships appeared from the other side of the Earth, and you had a battle. You were able to get Stuka to launch. You assaulted the defensive satellites and battled the Giza's forces. Cunningham did not launch the elite Goliath pilots, though. Instead, they just sent out regular Terran Hegemony Forces led by Lieutenant Taylor Booger Slater, who is Chilblain's latest crush. Obviously, they all died. Chilblain was very upset about that. So, yes, Chilblain has sworn revenge on Odin because she's the one who landed the killing blow on Slater. So both vessels have withdrawn to lick their wounds, and a few days pass, and it's time to plan your invasion of the Earth. We are using the system Beam Saber by Austin Ramsey, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes and in the chat very shortly. And let's talk about the characters, because this system has changed quite a bit from last year. Let's see. I'm going to pull up over here.
I honestly would not know if it hadn't.
So Dave and John, you are both playing the same characters as you did last year. So Dave, tell us about your character's playbook.
Okay,
who he is.
This is Joseph Smith.
Mhm.
No relation. He goes by Discount. I work at a temp agency. It's kind of like Mercenaries, but maybe a bit more professional than that. And temporary. So a lot of the time, we end up fighting our own coworkers. And, it happens. It's the life of a temp. Trying to get out of there, currently tied down in red tape. I've made some enemies in accounting. It's not great. I am not visually very exciting. I look a little bit like maybe a couple people you just can't remember their names. I'm
Right.
trying to grow out some stubble. I think that'll maybe really make me pop out. I do have a lust for adventure, but kind of boring life, kind of boring appearance, kind of boring. And I'm piloting the iMech 9 Pro, which I have in the generic white package. I thought I could go for silver, but they were all sold out. And that would kind of maybe be a bit too show-offy anyway. So, and then my mech is named Big Mo. I wanted to call it Big Joe because I thought that'd be a pretty funny play on my name. But the J and the M key are right beside each other, and I got it engraved and everything, so it's just Big Mo now.
Sunk cost fallacy, right? I'm Mo
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I don't want it to have scratches on it.
It's easier to legally change your name to Mosif Smith, really.
That will be my goal.
Okay. Let's see what we can find here. So that is your
and
character.
I'm an ace.
Yes, you're the ace. So the ace is like a fancy pilot. It says a graceful and daring pilot, which I think certainly fits with how you've played him in the past.
Yeah, well, I was Employee of the Year 4 years ago.
Marvelous. Now you've got different ratings selected for your pilot actions, which I don't think you've added those pilot action ratings. Let's take a look here.
No, I think he just sunk all his points into vehicle actions. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
You're meant to have points in both. So let's see here. I guess.
But what if I told you I like to live my life 1/4 mile at a time?
Okay, so let's look a little bit at pilot creation once we've introduced the characters, but we'll just make sure that everyone's got stuff because you will probably need pilot actions this time as much as you didn't last time.
I have 3, but yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Don't you worry. And the special ability that you picked is more than meets the eye. Your custom vehicle has the ability to transform into a secondary form, which is it a cassette tape again?
Well, that was the IMAX 7, please. It is now a boombox.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Even better.
Yeah, with a record feature, I might add.
And your rival... Your rival is Brock from accounting, and your ally is Colin from accounting. Do you think that's changed?
Pardon me?
Do you think that's changed?
I think Colin maybe be more of a neutral now. He doesn't want to get involved in. And can Brock have double red enemy?
We can pretend that he does.
Okay, yeah, because my goodness.
All
it's
right.
beyond personal.
All right. So, John, you've switched to the hacker playbook.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun to go and try that one.
All right. Tell us about Kane.
So, Kane, call sign Einstein. I kind of imagine, when I'm imagining him in my brain, I imagine like Matthew Patel from Scott Pilgrim, the first Evil X.
Oh, boy.
With the like cool haircut and the very dramatic arm motions. That's what I imagine.
Well, that makes me smile.
Good.
Notoriously very hard to make Matt smile.
Maybe for you guys. He grew up kind of on the streets, learned his cool AR hacking, from the runners. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then eventually plied his trade as a mercenary, a tinkerer, before landing with all of these people that he is running with now. So the hacker playbook means that he's real good at not only hacking physical systems, but also the augmented reality that swirls around everyone all the time.
Marvelous. And you have picked the special ability Tesla. When you push yourself, in addition to the normal benefits, you can do one of the following. Unleash a stroke of lightning as a weapon from the power grid. Summon an AR storm in your immediate vicinity, swirling ads, flashing neon, heavy smog, shouting crowds that will cause AR confusion. And you have set up as your pilot actions. You've got 2 points in study and 2 points in engineer under insight, 1 point in prowl under prowess, and 2 points in interface under resolve. Your vehicle actions, you've got 1 point in battle under expertise and 2 points in scan under acuity. What is your mech? Have you designed it yet?
Oh yeah, so the mech is its name is just X. And Kane kind of has built it himself with his engineering and hacking abilities. It just looks like kind of an egg with a view pod in the front, and it can shoot out cables through multiple openings to create limbs for walking, crawling, manipulating things, or shooting laser beams and stuff.
Sounds great.
Oh, I saw a cartoon with a thing kind of like that in it.
Yeah?
Which one was that?
Garfield
Sounds
and
familiar.
Friends?
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Okay.
No further comments.
And that brings us to Mike. Mike, you have chosen the Infiltrator. Tell us about your character. All right, tell us about Locus Yokel.
Yes, Locus Yokel is used to be a career military man. He was a space ranger crossing into the space frontier, fighting the space enemies of the Earth hegemony.
Okay.
And eventually fell out of favor, was horrifically wounded, and left for dead. And he became a roving pirate, and became known as a local tri-state space area demon.
Wow.
And was pursuing, up until being picked up by the Roving Bastion, was pursuing the vessel known as the Squid Pro Quo.
I thought that didn't exist.
Oh yes.
Call me Ahab or Ishmael. Damn it. Yes, Locust Yokel doesn't remember how a lot of things go. He is dusty, musty, and definitely lives in a space swamp. He is.
I was sure the third one there would be lusty.
Oh yes.
Okay, and you have the special ability reflexes. When there's a question about who acts first, the answer is you. And 2 pilots with reflexes act simultaneously. Of course, this depends on narrative factors as well. It's not necessarily who acts first when like the thing is answering a quiz question. So I guess you could act first, not necessarily answer correctly.
Yeah, you can
Locust
slap
Yokel-
anyone before they answer.
Absolutely. I will tackle the host.
Okay, tell me about your vehicle.
I pilot the Ruthless Vermin,
Hmm.
which is a ramshackle Hitsumashi Crackerjack 267 model that has been modded on over the years, and it is sleek, quadrupedal, dark, definitely used for vehicle infiltration, but it is horribly ramshackle.
Okay. And you have got as your ally Gorbad, a dedicated noble, and your rival Asa, a hopeful refugee.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll figure out how a refugee came to be your rival.
They lied to me about the quid pro quo, and I have never forgiven them.
Oh boy.
Jason, you have 3 options here. Which do you think now will be the best mix with this crew?
Oh, that's a really good question. It seems like everyone's very capable, and therefore I don't need to offer anything, which is great because none of my characters do.
Yeah.
I feel though like there's a lack of. Oh, it's tough. Oh, that's really tough. Does anyone have a preference?
I'd say what does the chat think? But my chat has 4 people in it.
Oh, well, I'm leaning toward what's his name? I don't even remember his name now. The mechanic, the technician, Patches McCluskey.
Okay.
I like
the name
idea.
alone is a
The
winner.
name alone means that he belongs. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Patches McCluskey. I feel like he'll be the most fun for me, but I also feel like this group needs some leadership, and Captain Jason Stentley could be that man. Could be that leader.
Let's go technician, because I was going to vote technician or bureaucrat.
Okay. Oh, the bureaucrat.
I like the bureaucrat.
I like the idea of him because he's a lot like my nemesis.
I was gonna say I wanted to be on your nemesis list. I went through the bureaucrat and just made all of the people the nemesis because they've all broken rules at some point. I have no allies. The only ally I have is the handbook.
See, that
might be
sounds
the
like
only
it's
laughs
ready
we
to
get from
go.
that
I don't know.
character, though. So let's go with the technician.
Okay. All right. So the technician will be your character.
Patches McCluskey.
I'm just going to move these all next to each other so that I'm not. There we go. And there. Now, your squad that you picked last time was the Recon, and you had a special ability selected, Everybody Steals, which means each PC may add +1 action rating in Prowl, Finesse, or Engineer up to a max rating of 3. So please make sure you have done so. And, whoops. Let's do a little go through of the character creation, make sure that we're all correctly done.
Sorry, can you repeat the 3? It was Prowl, Finesse, and...
Prowl, Finesse, or Engineer. Pick one of the 3.
Okay.
Where's that?
Under pilot actions.
Yeah, those are pilot actions.
Oh.
Okay, so pilot creation. Choose a playbook. Good. Who are you before the war? This is your history. Put 1 point into a pilot or vehicle action that expresses your history. if you haven't added points to your pilot stuff yet. So the first point that you add is one that reflects your history in some way, either a pilot or vehicle action. Number 3, how has your pilot experienced the cost of war? This is your tragedy. Step 4, what were you doing before you joined the squad, but after your tragedy? This is your opening. Put 1 point into a pilot or vehicle action that expresses it. Number 5, what do you hope to change in the world? This is your drive. Have you selected drives?
No.
I have not.
Okay.
Also,
There's a
you went a
spot-
little too fast on the first part.
Sorry.
I've never been so afraid.
I'm so sorry.
So far, you should have added 2 points to your character, either in character or pilot or vehicle actions.
Where are vehicle actions? I see pilot actions.
Right
They're
below
right below
the
that. Expertise
Oh.
and acuity.
Oh, I see. And then the points are just X's?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to know more about what the ability is, simply hover over the abilities and the description will pop up, because this is a very good spreadsheet.
This is a very good spreadsheet. Did you make this?
I did not.
Yeah, you could
This
take credit.
spreadsheet was made by, one moment,
The Ramsey Bolton guy who made the game.
not Ramsey Bolton. Okay, so where is it? The fillable pilot and square sheets are by Eric Radman, who is Eric
Thanks, Eric.
Radman, living up to his name, twitter.com/Eric Radman.
Okay, so I put 1 point in for my history,
Mm-hmm.
then 1 point in for my
Opening.
what? Oh, this is. I'm sorry for the phrasing of this. What is my opening?
What were you doing before you joined the squad, but after your tragedy?
Before. Oh. Okay. Struggling. Okay.
All right. So, what do you hope to change in the world? This is your drive. So, I see, Dave, you have entered a drive for your character.
Yeah, just trying to get fired.
Good. All right. So, we'll wait to see what those are. Mike, did you have a drive yet? No, you're working on it. Okay.
I have a drive.
What does it say there?
Destroy the squid pro quo.
All right.
My drive is to get promoted.
Right. To middle management.
Exactly. I want to move up to a delegation position.
And John, you've got a drive here too?
Yep, we're trying to own the cyberspace.
Own cyberspace.
Oh,
Okay. Now you add the 3 starting actions from your chosen playbook to your character sheet. 3 starting action points to your character sheet.
Those
Okay.
are already there.
They're already there, yes. Number 7, put 2 points split between any pilot and or vehicle actions. Each action cannot exceed 2 points. So you have 2 more points to spend, and you can't have anything over 2 points unless it's one of the 3 from the recon option.
Yeah, the prowl, finesse, or engineer.
So in making your vehicle later, you'll have 3 more points, which can only be used in vehicle action. So don't spend everything on vehicle actions just yet. You do get 3 vehicle-specific action points in a bit when we make your vehicles. Okay, and then it says choose an ability. You all picked an ability. And write your name, pronoun, call sign, and look. Looks like we've got those in there. Just gonna put he, him for Joseph and Patches, right?
No, it won't be he, him. It would be like that guy and hey, you.
Okay. Now, this is the part that will probably cause each of you a bit of stress. Write the names of each of the other members of your squad on your connection sheet. and put 1 tick in their connection clock. So if you scroll down to below your drives, you'll see connections. So where it says pilot name in the top box in blue there, put the name of each of the other pilots in each one. In the blue box, Dave.
Yeah. What?
Nothing. I'm just
what?
I'm just trying to help in my role as facilitator here. Okay. When you've written in the names of the people from your squad and put 1 tick in their connection clock, you create 1 belief you have about each pilot, or you choose an example belief listed in any playbook. So if you pop open your playbooks, your pilot sheets, they will have example drives in there. Well, they should have example drives. Where are they?
I apologize for the coughing, everyone.
It's okay. We're all coughing here.
Yes.
All right, and Kane and I go way back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I would check the box.
Yep.
All right. Do we have to tell people?
We're going to go through them once you've written them out, but
Okay.
they don't have to, in character, know what your belief about them is,
Okay.
unless you have repeatedly told them for some reason. Which perhaps you have. It's a statement of belief, something like, I believe so-and-so is reliable under fire, or person X is a coward and can't be trusted, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Let's mind the sailor talk here.
Or I could definitely beat so-and-so in a fight.
Am I doing this correctly?
Let me check. Yes.
Okay.
The tone of surprise.
Solid plot twist.
All right, we did it. We won extra life, everyone.
All right, let me know when you've got your beliefs. I'm going to sip some
ready.
tea.
I have beliefs.
Good.
I love your beliefs. Those are good beliefs.
I'm glad you think so.
All right. So, what are Kane's beliefs about Joseph Smith?
I believe that Joseph Stubble does not increase their edginess.
I've tried everything.
Kane is kind of the expert on edge, so
That's true. Kane is the Chris Angel of this squad. What is his belief about Patches McCluskey?
Patches is surprisingly almost as good an engineer as I am.
Wow. And Locus?
Locus is probably not going to make it.
That's fair.
So much confidence. Jason, what is your belief about Joseph Smith? Sorry, Patches, what is your belief about Joseph Smith?
Joseph Smith is the first to go when I get promoted.
Thank you.
Depends
You're
on what
too
go
competent.
Yes.
Too competent. You're the first to go.
How about Kane?
Kane will be a valuable resource in my goal to get promoted, what with all the hacking and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mm. And for Locus?
Locus is not a threat in terms of my ability to get promoted.
All right. No one's scared of Locust Yokel.
He's not going to make it.
Locust, what is your belief about Joseph Smith?
Joseph can be relied on in a firefight.
That's nice.
Oh, this is gonna get awkward.
Yep.
And Patches?
Patches is the most intimidating man I've ever met.
Really?
Yep.
Doesn't get out much. And your belief about Kane?
Kane makes me afraid to take pictures.
That's fair.
I like that one a lot.
Okay. And Discount himself. That guy. What are their beliefs about Kane?
Kane's a solid enough bro. He hasn't attempted to, mess things up with the accounting departments. Appreciate that, and we've got some history together.
Excellent.
So much.
And your belief about Patches?
Patches, oh my goodness, the way he dresses is amazing. Just everywhere he goes, he just pops.
And Locust?
Look, if we had to sacrifice one guy, I'm just saying.
What is it about this character? Everyone decided at the same time that you hated him.
It just seems like he's
not
got
hate.
I don't think there's the wife and kids in there.
It's just
you know?
indifference.
It is
I don't-
absolutely indifferent.
I don't think it's risen to the level of hate.
I mean,
Yeah,
Dave,
no. It's a noble profession to be the guy who gets left behind.
No.
sky's
You don't
the
want-
limit here.
A lot of
I want
heroism.
Locust Yokel to visit you in the night. I understand.
I've been left behind 10,000 times.
I don't remember any of them.
All right. So that's your beliefs. And let's see here. There's a bunch of examples there that we don't need to talk about right now. You've picked your rival and your... That probably won't come up. And here we go on to the vehicles. Vehicle creation. Okay. Number 1, choose the look of your vehicle and name its model and manufacturer. You have all done that admirably well. So we've got the Big Mo, which is an iMech 9 Pro from Palo Alto Electronics.
Yeah.
We have got the X from Kane's Personal Lair. Our next vehicle is the Up and Comer from Global Corp entry level version 1.32.
Yeah, buddy.
And it has a suit painted on it. That's very good. And the Ruthless Vermin, which is a Hitsimashi Crackerjack 267. Excellent. Next step, choose your vehicle's load, but you don't detail what gear it has at this time. So your vehicle's load determines how chunky of a boy it is, basically. So if you want like a fast, small kind of thing, almost, larger than a power armor, like your, A-Wing, if it were a starfighter, or, something fast and quick, like a tall geese kind of thing, then you might want to be a light load. If you are a sort of generic mech, like regular size, 16 to 20 meters, with a normal loadout, then you're probably looking at medium. And if it's a big chunky boy that has difficulty fitting into most hallways, then you're probably looking at heavy.
I feel personally attacked by that description.
It describes me well enough too.
Yeah. So you were saying heavy is the big boned mech?
Yes.
Okay.
So heavy will be like tougher, more durable. It can carry more guns, but it's not going to be doing any robo parkour. Whereas the light one will be doing robo parkour all the time, but it probably only has 1 or maybe 2 guns. And if it gets looked at funny, it'll blow up.
I think the kind of mech you have really is indicative of your leadership style. Like if I were a light mech, that would mean I would be into trimming all the fat and people would be nervous that I was going to fire them. But if I was a heavy mech, my supervisors may see me as somebody who spends in excess. So I feel like the right way to go is medium, kind of middle of the road, middle management sort of mech.
Nice. I'm also going medium. Because I went last year, but I have the iMac 9, which is slightly bigger.
Right.
I'm going light because I am a ruthless vermin.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, especially for an infiltrator.
Kane's mech is heavy because it's weighed down with all his cool hacking equipment and stuff like that.
Too many arms.
So many
So
arms.
much cable.
Pat the top of your egg. This baby can hold so many arms.
Well, that's why it's egg-shaped, it's like the strongest structure or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
They always say the best way to hold arms in an egg.
that's true. I've been told that since Grandpappy first passed down words.
Okay, now assign 3 points by dividing them among the vehicle actions. A vehicle action cannot exceed 2 points at character creation. So you want to mix them up, see which of your vehicle actions you want your mech to be good at, and add 3 more points to that total. Unless you've already done that, in which case don't add 3 more extra points.
So
Yeah.
3 points to 1 or 3 over the 6?
The latter.
Okay.
Matt, I think I'm just gonna go with like the setup I had last year. Like it does seem to be following all of the rules.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I do have a vehicle centric build up, but I mean I have 3 check marks or X's in pilot action. So
I mean, you're the ace. That makes sense.
yeah,
Your vehicle should
leg
be
day, whatever.
Okay, and the last step now is new because last year when we played this, you had fuel that you used to do cool stuff in your mech. This year, you have quirks. So you create 4 quirks for your vehicle. So what is a quirk? Quirks are unique abilities or unique qualities, rather, a vehicle possesses that a pilot familiar with it can use to their advantage. However, these quirks are not wholly positive, and if all of them are applied without maintenance, the vehicle will suffer a breakdown. So you spend your quirks to do cool stuff, and if you run out of quirks to spend, your vehicle gets junked and you have to repair it. And it is sort of permanently a bit messed up after that. It's like the SCARS trauma thing from Blades in the Dark and this system for pilots, but for vehicles.
Can you give me an example of a quirk?
I can. Austin has very kindly provided a list of example quirks, including ominous appearance, flexible structure, slow and heavy, military workhorse, fixed hardpoints, blinding boosters, splintering carapace, mighty clumsy, light-footed, common parts, redundant systems, aggressive targeters. So your quirk should be something that you can think of good things that it could do, and you can maybe think of a couple of bad things it could do.
And we need 4?
You need 4.
What if you're going for a real Mario situation? No strengths, no weaknesses.
Then you'll have to find a quirk that fits with that.
That could be a quirk.
Yes.
Now it says, for example, every quirk has 2 descriptors that determine when the quirk can be used. These descriptors show how the pilot can push their vehicle in just the right way to get more out of it than designed for. For example, a vehicle might have roaring fast and can be pushed for more speed or more noise. When selecting your descriptors, make sure that at least one of them can be interpreted as a disadvantage because struggling due to your quirks provides experience at the end of a session. If you're having trouble thinking of quirks you want, look at the specialist vehicle gear in playbooks other than your own, and then think of a negative descriptor you can add. So you could have intermittent optical camo, fragile magnification suite, or cumbersome electronic filter. So all of this is on page 113 of the rule book.
Yeah, obviously. Oh wait, what's your actual name? Patches McCluskey.
Yes, sir.
Some of your quirks, just based on what you were saying, I'm wondering if they could be related to maybe like when you're interviewing and your weaknesses are your strengths. Like it cares too much. It works too hard.
Yes. Yes.
It shoots too many bullets.
This is just reminding me of when I was doing all of my wrestling puns for Inchoate.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Got him. I think probably.
Well, that's
All right, can I run
happening.
mine past you, Matt?
Yeah, just a moment. I wanted to thank our 2 latest donors. We received a $50 donation from Dustin. Thank you so much, my friend. And a $20 donation from Archon Zach. I appreciate your continued support. It's always great to see you around. And thank you for your donation this year. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, I got ultra fast ejection seat,
Mm-hmm.
high energy everything,
Yeah,
extra potent battery,
good.
high performance until it isn't.
There we go. Yeah, it sputters.
Very good.
Do those
Unreliable
work?
performance.
Pardon me?
I don't know if it's like unreliable performance or.
No, super reliable, really good, and then super reliably not.
And once that switch flips,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, there's some planned obsolescence built into the iMac 9.
Who could have thought?
Just putting a link to Dave's chat in my chat because Austin Ramsey is in my chat. Hi,
Oh
Austin.
my gosh.
Oh,
Thanks
hey, Austin.
for coming out to see how we're going to do your game so badly. You're a very good game. All right. That reminds me, I need to link to where you can purchase this game, as I said I was going to. So the best place to get this, I believe, is on itch.io. You can get it by looking up itch.io or going to austin-ramsey.itch.io/beamsaber, all one word. You can find that in the chat. There we go. And of course, it will be in the show notes when this is released on YouTube. I've been following this game for almost since it started. What, like version 0.1 something? We did 0.28 last year, and now we're up to 0.461, and it just keeps getting better. It's got a great Discord community. We're always chatting about rules and making improvements. I personally take credit for the use of the term Spark now, but I'm not the only person who suggested it. All right. So you've got your quirks. And once that's done, you know what your thing looks like. We're all set, actually, at this point. And we're ready to play. Does anyone need a break before we start?
No, let's do it.
Nope.
Okay.
Good to go.
Let's get to it then.